So the Discovery Flyers program, what we do with that is we actually partner kids with Discovery pilots, and it's a little similar to Big Brother Big Sister because they have a pilot mentor and they spend time learning about aviation and they spend time flying. So that's an amazing aspect of the Discovery Flyers program. In the Dream Flyers program, we take kids who are facing adversity and they give them amazing opportunity to co-pilot a small airplane. And they spend the day at Norwood and they get a chance to visit the flight tower and learn a little bit about flying, and they get to fly a plane. So that's the Dream Flyer program. And in the Cadet Flyer program, that's a little more involved because we actually partner kids with certified flight instructors and they get flight training. And those kids, their program culminates in getting a chance to solo fly an airplane.
How you doing? So we're very, very excited to have you folks here. Hello, Squardo. How are you? Good to see you again. So we're here. I'm Gary Oberstein, and this is Above the Clouds. And we're going to introduce you today to the Discovery Flyers program. Give you an opportunity to see what's happening. You must have seen on the way up that giant warbird out there, right? A couple of them, actually 3 of them out there. So we asked them to come today specifically for you folks. No, that's really not true. We got real lucky, and we're going to have a real treat in addition to being able to introduce you to the program. Timing-wise, if we get out there before they take off, we'll be able to actually get out onto the field and take a look at those. Those are actual World War II planes that fought, flew in battle, which is kind of cool, and it's a neat opportunity. But I think more importantly than that, we're going to have an opportunity to get to know you folks a little bit and you to know us. And at the risk of having you all go like this, oh man, I'm going to ask that you go around, just introduce yourself, just your name and you know what grade you've been doing. We are a new organization here. We have been around for just under 3 years. We're right here in Norwood. Martha and I started, and we now have about 35 pilots who are volunteering with us. We're growing every month. We have 3 programs. This is one of the programs here. And what we do is we take our passion, and all of us have a passion for flying, a passion for small planes, a passion for all things aviation, and we combine that with our passion for being with and helping kids. And we use flying as a means to help impact kids in a meaningful way. And impact means all different sorts of things for different kids. We've had a wonderful time doing that with our 2 or 3 different programs. Our first program is a program that is the one that kicked off right away in the beginning of 2013. It's called the Dream Flyers program. And in the Dream Flyers program, we have a whole bunch of volunteer pilots who take kids who we give a little pick-me-up to some kids who are experiencing some challenges for a variety of reasons, and we give them a really cool. We try to anyway give them a really fun, cool experience flying in a plane. They get to sit right up front in the cockpit, usually in the right seat, unless they go with Greg. Then they get to sit in the left seat, in the pilot seat. Greg's special. And they get to fly the plane, which is kind of cool, which is something you guys might be able to experience today as well. And this program here is different than that. This program is a program designed to introduce kids just like you folks to aviation, to introduce you to a pilot, or depending, maybe more than one pilot. To have you develop a relationship with that pilot and perhaps that plane that the pilot tends to fly, and whether you have an existing passion and excitement for aviation or for flying, or whether it's something that you don't really yet have a passion for, but it's the kind of thing that kind of looks kind of cool, and is something that you think you might be able to develop a passion for. This is the program for you, because you don't have to be some kid who knows everything about planes. In fact, you can be like probably, I'm guessing most of you who don't know that much about planes, but there's something there. There's some kernel of something there that entices you or interests you in this, which is why you're sitting in these chairs now. And we're here to open up that world of aviation to you, not through a book, not through videos, although sometimes you might see a video, not through talking and people like me yapping their gums at you, but through actually being in that world, as you will be in just a very short while right now, up front and close as you can get. The only closer, I guess, is jumping out of the plane with a parachute. We're not going to do that today. So that's what we're doing, and we'll tell you a little bit more about the program maybe when you come back and have a slice of pizza, maybe if the pizza guy shows up on time a little bit later on. But the one, I'll tell you a couple quick things about the program. We can talk much more over some pizza later. Something that is interesting about the program we think very helpful is not only that you don't need to have a passion yet for aviation for the reasons I just described, but it's a kind of program that I think fits teenagers' very, very busy schedules today, no matter where you're at and no matter what you're doing.
Greg Bongiorno, and I'm the aviation program manager for Bridgewater State University. Is anyone familiar with Bridgewater State? It's only about, the train goes through right from Boston. We're only about 26 miles south of Boston area here. And it's generally a liberal arts program, but we do have an aviation program. Up until recently, it was the only 4-year institution in New England with an aviation program, meaning you actually come to Bridgewater and you get credits to fly, to learn how to fly and get all your certificates and ratings. I didn't mean to hijack the screen here. You got some really, when you come back in for pizza, there's some really good pictures of all the other Dream Flyer students and kids that come through the program that are usually circulating on the camera. But what I'm going to talk about today is what Bridgewater can do to help you, prepare you if you're interested in a career in aviation. And we have about 700 alumni, graduates of the program that I still have contact to. And anything and everything aviation related, our alumni are involved in it. All 4 or 5 branches of the military, Coast Guard, every major airline, whether it be a pilot, a ground operations person, a manager, air traffic control, mechanics, you name it, every single, I can't think of one area of the aviation industry that we do not have an alumni working in there. So Bridgewater is a great base. If you're interested in aviation, you want to do something with aviation, whether it be a pilot or something else, you just want to be around aviation, it's a great place to start and also get a 4-year degree out of the whole mix there. So here's our quick PowerPoint. Like I said, my name is Greg Bongiorno, and these are some of the things that I do. I kind of help the flight operation. We have our own flight training facility in New Bedford, Mass. Anyone know where New Bedford is? We're down in the street. I'm also a graduate of the program. I graduated from Bridgewater as someone who's interested in aviation. The program opened up, I always wanted to be a pilot, but while I was doing that, I really got interested in maintenance and actually started training for about 2 to 3 years as a mechanic. And I love turning wrenches, I love getting my hands dirty and taking engines off and propellers and working on damaged aircraft, you name it, it was fantastic. But then I ended up sticking with the flight training side of things and became a professional pilot. After graduation, I became a seaplane pilot, flying seaplanes, planes that land in water, out to the islands, Nantucket and the Vineyard. I flew for Cape Air, Nantucket Airlines, if you've ever heard of those airlines. Then I flew for a small regional airline in New England, and then we were bought by American.
And in his spare time, he's a captain with JetBlue. He's going to be one of our pilots today, helping us get off the ground shortly. And Ken decided, agreed he'd come and just chat with us for a couple minutes about what it's like to be a pilot for JetBlue.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gary.
All right.
Hi, everybody. Everyone here is in high school? Yeah, great. College. Yeah. Thanks so much for the opportunity to speak to you folks. Greg did a great job talking a little bit about what it takes to become a pilot and all the steps and what's involved. And I think that Greg would agree. Everyone who does this has one thing in common, is that we just love it. It's really fun to be involved in aviation. Speaking for myself, I was one of the kids when I was your age and even a little bit younger, that when an airplane would fly overhead, I was the kid who would look up and just follow it. And I've always just felt drawn to airplanes and the sky, and it's just interesting. And if you feel that way, then you might consider kind of looking into aviation. I know you're still in high school, but as Greg was saying, there are going to be a lot of opportunities in this field. It's really a good time, whether it's a pilot like Greg and I. love our jobs. And I have a lot of friends at work at JetBlue who do other jobs, mechanics, and they work in dispatch. We have meteorologists, we have schedulers, all kinds of people, managers, executives. And the thing everyone has in common is they just like aviation and they like planes. So I feel very fortunate. I feel very fortunate to have a job that I love. I feel like I really don't work. When I go to work, I'm going to do something that I enjoy, and I think that's a real gift. And it's a good thing to shoot for, whether it's aviation or another passion. If you do something that you love to do, you really don't feel like you work. You just feel fortunate. I brought this poster. This is my office. This is a cockpit of an Airbus A320. We have two types of aircraft at JetBlue, and I used to fly this aircraft. I fly a different airplane now. It's called an Embraer, and the cockpit's a little bit different. But this will give you an idea of what a modern jet cockpit looks like. A lot of electronics, a lot of screens, some computers in there, and it looks like a little overwhelming when you see. You say, how could I ever figure this all out?
We're going to go very, very quickly here because we're going to introduce you to the pilots who you're going to fly with very shortly. We're going to try to get out to the tarmac because we've got one of our pilots coming in a helicopter today. We're not going to fly the helicopter, but he's coming, and we thought we'd come and be able to kind of tour and sit in the helicopter. He's going to be landing in how many minutes?
About 15 seconds.
About 15 minutes from now. So we want to get out there at times so we can get out there and see him land if we get lucky. What we're going to do in just a couple minutes, we're going to break the huddle. We're going to go downstairs. We're going to be on the tarmac. Say hello.
Hello. I'm really interested to see so many women in the group. This is going to be an interesting series of trips today. I wanted to talk a little bit about the joys of just flying little airplanes, not flying for JetBlue. I just never had that career track. I do something else for a living.
Yes, I'm a pilot, but more importantly, aviation is not just about pilots. Greg mentioned mechanics. And if you think about it, if the airplanes are not maintained and repaired, they're not going anywhere. We don't need any pilots if we don't have enough mechanics, right? So aviation is all about several different career paths. You get airport management. Myself, I spent 25 years working for the Federal Aviation Administration as an attorney. So that gave me an opportunity part of what we did was make sure everyone followed the rules, but the other part of my job was to make sure that the rest of the world that didn't know about aviation was enthused about aviation, so that neighborhoods that you want to travel to Barbados.
As I saw you guys gathering, I was reflecting back to the fact that I was just like 2 or 3 years older than you guys when I first got introduced to flying. I went to college in Boston, freshman year. Somebody walks into my room and says, "Let's go to the football game." I said, "But the football game is 200 miles away." "No problem. My brother's got an airplane," and so we actually went to the football game that day. I got hooked, and ever since 2 years, that year I got my private license. A couple of years later, my instrument rating. A couple of years later, I became a flight instructor, and I've been involved in it ever since. And more recently, I've just become one of the first commercially rated flyers of drones. So right after this, I'm going to be flying up to northern New Hampshire and doing this big aerial photography mission in drones.
He's an amazing photographer too, by the way.
Unmanned aircraft, not drones.
Yes.
Unmanned aircraft.
Yeah, watch out for that.
Unmanned.
You won't be flying your drone on the way up.
Patrick is going to get a chance to fly with Michael, so that'll be good. And we already heard from Ken. And
Chris, put it up.
Oh, well, okay.
When? Chris Stewart.
Chris Stewart.
All right.
Chris.
All right, you've heard from everybody else. I'm going to keep it short. Anybody see the B-24 out there? We call it the flying boxcar. That's the reason I got excited about aviation. My dad flew those in the Pacific in World War II. I got to ride in one of those a couple of years ago. Pretty awesome experience. A little expensive, but a great experience nonetheless. So aviation is just the coolest thing. Whenever the wheels leave the ground, you get a big grin on your face. There's nothing like it. And we'll experience that today.
Our plane. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Right there. I'm going to make sure it's all set to fly. All right? Every pilot, every time he or she flies, always does pre-flight. And that's to do, you guys can help me with it, right? So a whole lot of different steps.
Last game was it windy? I don't remember it was windy, but I remember it was loud.
It's making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll shut up soon. All
Or
right.
leave.
So I'm going to make sure everything's good. You know what? Because this air is traveling faster than this air here will be more dense. This will be less dense. So you're going to have higher pressure here and lower pressure here. High pressure, low pressure. The high pressure pushes up here because it's lower pressure here. And that creates lift. This wing will go up. The wing is attached to the plane. So the plane goes up. That's what makes it fly. Simple as that. Alright? Alright, you're not allowed to answer this. Where's the fuel? Where's the fuel in the plane? Nope. Nope. Wow. Miss Suardo, tell him.
It's in the wing. Oh yeah.
That's right. Come on under here. We're going to test it out. We're going to make sure that the fuel is clean and that it's the right kind of fuel. This kind of an airplane takes blue gas. Blue.
Yeah, it's great.
Right, so now let's look at it. So make sure it's clean.
Is it warm?
What?
I thought it was warm.
Nope. Look at it. No bubbles. Everything is good. So we'll put it back in front of it. I'll put it back in there. I'll open that. You put it in. Drain it. Alright. Hey, Walter. Walter. Hold that on the top. Water. Come down over here. Yeah, but nice and easy, nice and straight. Don't bend it. Straight. Yeah. Straight up and down, vertical. Yeah. Okay, straight vertical, then you push it in. I think you're a little crooked there. You gotta get that straight up and down like that. Right? Push it up. Okay. Now let's take a look at it. How's that looking? Right color.
Good, not bubbly.
Yep. It's all good to me. Beautiful. All right. That's right. These are called static wicks. If ever you're dumb enough to fly into a thunderstorm, which you would never do, we'd never
These
take
will
off.
probably save your life.
And yeah,
And they will burst from the. They will heat up so much they just burst.
Yep,
When
you
you
get struck
hit.
by lightning, then we'll be safe in there because all the electric stuff come out. Walter, when I handed the controls over to you for the first time and you took it, you probably don't remember what your face looked like? Do you think you remember?
Yeah, I was smiling. Man.
Yeah, you're smiling. You know what you're doing? You're going.
It was pretty fun.
You're like this. What were you thinking when you were doing that?
I don't know. It was just fun.
Yeah.
I was just enjoying it.
You did a great job. You did a lot of flying with it. What do you think about it when the plane kept turning? You saw that plane kept turning when you?
Kind of got scared at first.
Yeah. Why is that?
I don't know. Just kept
Yeah.
going to the
Yeah.
side.
Did it feel the way you were expecting it to feel?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Good. Good.